Now we'll have to clean it up and see if we can shine a light through from the inside. See if I get any pinholes showing. Okay, I finished welding it all the way around and I've cleaned it, and I had to retouch one area in here. Now I've put some Gorilla Tape on the bottom, and I'm going to put some, I've already checked it with a light. I didn't see any more daylight. So now I'm going to put some windshield washer solvent in it, and I'm going to let it set overnight. You say, well, why windshield washer solvent? And I thought to myself, well, it won't freeze. And we're due to be getting some more freezing weather. It's barely into the 40s today. So yeah. In fact, my forecast shows that we're going to be down to almost down to single digits. So I'm just going to put a little bit in here. Oh, it's already dripping from somewhere. Yep, see that? It's dripping right from the area that I fixed it. So I didn't get it fixed. And there's the way you test it. See if we can take care of that. Okay, let's try it again. It ain't pretty, but it ain't been painted yet either. I ain't worried about pretty because you won't be hardly seeing this. It's looking good at the moment. I'm going to put a little more in there. Of course, when it's in the car, it'll be, on the truck, it'll be under pressure. So we got it pretty much filled right up to the top there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down here in my vise. Turn it around this way so I can see it when I come back. And I'll come back in a couple hours and we'll take another look at it, see what we think. Give you a timestamp. It's almost 3:15. We'll be back. Check it. Okay, 4:15, and I don't see any drips or leaks of any kind going on. Dry as a bone. You can see I still got plenty of water in there, or antifreeze. So I'm going to call it a win. Going to finish cleaning it up, take it up in the house, let it warm up for a while. Then I'm going to paint it. And it'll be ready to go on the motor. It's always a good idea before you go and paint something to test fit it and make sure it works. Well, I had determined the angle of this thing without having my air compressor back in place. And we are way off. Even the closest one is way off. So I'm going to have to cut it apart and re-weld it. Ah! Okay, let's try this again. So this time we have our hose in place up here. See it coming around here? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. There it is. It's right there. Yep. So we're going to make sure that our gooseneck goes into there and will line up properly like that. I can pull the hose around a little bit more, and that will give me the proper alignment for my gooseneck. So now I can weld my gooseneck, but I got to mark it. So that's what I'm going to do. And just for your information, if you have an Edelbrock manifold and you're using your old gooseneck, you have to drill out these two bolt holes because these are 3/8 bolts. The ones that were on the original intake manifold are metric, and they're just a little bit smaller. So you got to drill these holes out. Thankfully, those spacing is just right for the manifold here. Well, I ran out of gas from my welder, and just when I was finishing it up, and I still think I had a little bit of a pinhole, so I have JB welded the outside, and I don't know if you can see or not, I've JB welded the inside too. So we'll let that cure, and I'll sand it up a little bit, and we'll paint it, and it'll be good to go. Okay, the proof is in the pudding. I got it bolted in place, and you can see I've got a little bit of clearance back here behind the air conditioning compressor. We got our hose hooked up, and it runs across and over here to the radiator. What a serpentine mess that is. Another issue we're going to have to deal with is these heater hoses are going to interfere with my distributor. So I'm going to have to take the distributor back out, and I'm going to rotate it so that my vacuum advance unit is pointing over that way. And that will also make my plugins point over that way, so they'll be away from my heater hoses. So lessons you can learn from me making my mistakes. I told you, for better or for worse, but we're getting there. I've got my belts and everything hooked back up, and I came up with a unit for my bypass, for the thermostat bypass. On the factory manifold, it came out the bottom down here. There was a bung here, so we just put a 90 degree. And this heater hose over here, this is a fitting that came off the original manifold, and it goes right back in place. And this heater hose here goes right back where it came from. Lessons learned. Yeah, it's a little on the chilly side. It's only like 28 degrees, and the wind is doing its job pretty well. So I'm not working out in the carport. That's why I was working on welding up the gooseneck. Got to chase the roosters off the porch. They like to come up here and poop. Not good. Come on, give us a call back. Here comes another one. Bye for now. Well, we finally got everything taken care of, and now we're going to put our gooseneck in here. And as somebody had suggested, and rightly so, I'm going to put a new thermostat in. There it is right there. 180 degree thermostat. And of course, if you're going to put a new thermostat, you got to put a new gasket too. Look at that super duper gasket, huh? Wow. And that's the wrong gasket, I think. Is it? No, I guess it's the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. And you see there's the hose right there. Right in my way at the moment. I'm going to move it up out of the way till I get this bolted down. It's going to go right down in there just like that. What wires? I mean, we got, look at all these wires we get down in here. Look at these things all over the place. Yeah. What are we going to do with them all? We don't need them all, I can tell you that right now.